Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video, I'm once again taking a look at one of your designs that you have linked me in the comment section of one of my videos. And if you wish to see some of yours shown on this channel, just drop me the link somewhere and I'll eventually get around to it. But for today, we are looking at another helicopter, and this one is called the Russian-Hind-043-Attack Helicopter, which is this lovely thing right here. So this is a small block atmospheric ship that features 3 Gatling guns and 4 rocket launchers, and puts the armoured plates from the latest update to very good use on the main rotor blades and of course the rear rotor blades. Pressing F10 and finding it in the spawn menu, there it is. This thing is 842 small blocks, and it says it uses none of the DLC packs and no mods. So give this a thumbs up, which I already have. We'll move all the way around to the very front. My character can now bugger off into the distance. There we go. And we'll have a quick look around the outside. So at the very front here, this is what we get. We got a Gatling gun front and center with a camera right next to it to help aim it. We also have a spotlight to light up the darkness. And as we were to move around the side, what we can see is our lovely glass cockpit. We've got 2 seats for your pilot and co-pilot to sit inside. As we move along the side here, what we're going to see is a bunch of landing gear underneath made out of our magnetic plates, and they'll be onto some hinges, and they'll fold up inside the ship once we take it off to make it nice and flush underneath. Very well done with that. And over to here, we've got ourselves a doorway on the hinge that we can press a button to fold all the way down to the ground to get in and out with ease. And of course, we've got a button on the inside to close up after us. Continuing along, we can see some atmospheric thrusters just to help out on our left and right. Coming across onto our wing, we can see our Gatling gun with a cargo container attached right onto it for easy access to reload it, and 2 rocket launchers which have been set up on a timer block to fire on a 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern, with the ones on the opposite side. If we were to continue around and start moving towards the back of this thing, what we're going to see is even more thrusters. We can see some lovely blocks right there in the white, blue and red. And then towards the back here, this is our rear rotor. I think that's the control rotor. Not very good with helicopters. Yes, there's some black armoured plates with some reds on the end. If we were to turn all the way around and look at the very back, that is what we get. Moving all the way down to the main body, we see even more thrusters up and above us, and some more thrusters over here to help push us around. If you were to drop down and come underneath, there's the landing gears I talked about earlier, with their hinges to fold all the way up inside. We can see a couple more atmospheric thrusters to help keep this thing off the ground. There's the other landing gear at the front, and that comes towards the cockpit where our Gatling gun is sitting right at the very front. If we were to come up and above this thing and look down, there are our seats. And over here we've got some lovely use of our rounded blocks at the front there. There's some more atmospheric thrusters. And over at the very top, this is our main rotor, again made out of some armoured plates in the black and the red. And if we were to come all the way over to here, we do have an ion thruster being used as a decorative piece right at the very top there, and that's how it's all been connected up. If we just scoot along towards the back there, we've got some batteries hidden away inside there. And this is just a little area where we can place small batteries in if we want to. Say we don't want to recharge it because we can't connect up via a connector, we'll just have to destroy these and replace these with new ones in order to power it in survival mode. So that's why that's been left open. It's simply a easy access point. Then moving towards the back there, there's our side of our little flag, and there'll be the rear rotor. And that is that for the outside. It does look fantastic for how it's all been set up, and I do love the use of the armoured plates being used as the rotor blades. Many helicopters in the past would rely on projector blocks or modded blocks to get this done, but now we can do it properly in vanilla. Yes, grabbing hold of my character, what we can do now is walk all the way up to the very side here and press this button. There is one on the opposite side to do the exact same thing. Now just fold all the way down to the ground and allow you to hop up and get on inside. And this is the interior. Towards the front, we've got 2 buttons which are for the doors to open and close. So we now open that up on the other side and get out. Then we can press it again to close it all up. Turning towards the back, we've got 2 buttons. Now these are going to be to control the lights on the inside. This one is going to be for the green light to make sure that everybody knows it's okay, you're not in combat and you're just cruising along. But say you get into danger, you can turn that off and press this one. And now we get a gloomy red light to signify the impending doom coming towards you. And of course, if you want to, you can combine them both and you get this lovely orangey light. Turning back towards the front there, we've got a programmable block right here which we can edit to view all the stuff set up for the rotors and time blocks to make this thing function. Coming out of that, we see the time blocks just connected onto it on the side. Then we've got our two little seats right there which we can access from in here to get the co-pilot seat, or we can head on outside, like so. We close that up and we can get in through one of these windows. So coming into the front seat, this is what we get. Coming to the rear seat, that is what we get. So we've got the same on both seats, which is very nice if one gets destroyed, or say you get killed and your co-pilot needs to take over. And as for the controls, we come into this and turn around to the very front. Number 1 is going to be for our Gatling guns to fire all 3 together. Number 2 is going to be for our rocket launchers to fire them on the 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. We simply press number 2 once, and off they go. If you were to look down and fire it once again, that's how that works. Number 3 is for our camera next to our Gatling gun at the very bottom for some precise aiming. Then we can just fire the rocket launchers once again, and off they go. Number 5 is going to be for our rotor blades to start both of them up. So coming over to here and pressing number 5, they'll start to spin around, and they are absolutely glorious with how they work. Number 6 is going to be for our atmospheric thrusters to turn them on and off, and this is how we're going to fly around. Number 7 is going to be to retract and extend out our landing gear underneath, but we're currently locked on the ground, and that's not going to end well. So we need to press number 9, and that'll be to disconnect our magnetic plates, and then we can turn them off by pressing number 8. So when we press number 7, they'll fold all the way up inside. Now we'll get a better look at that. So pressing number 7, down they come, up they come. Very nice stuff with that. But now we can take this off from the ground and move the camera slightly away, because as you can see there, if we get a bit close, it will start bouncing on the rear blade. So we need to reverse this out a little bit. In first person view, this is what we get all the way around as we're flying it. We've got a fantastic view at the front, and I do love seeing that rotor blade just flicking the screen at the top there. It makes it feel more authentic than the traditional projector blades that people like to use. Yes, in case you're interested, before we do a thruster test, this is the area I'm in. It's quite an odd location. It's just a canyon with a little bit of grass, a little bit of dirt, and a massive patch of ice. And there doesn't seem to be any real way to get out of this. If we come all the way up to here, that's what it looks like from down below. And if you are interested in this location for a base, here is the coordinates down here. Pause the video if you wanted to use it. Yes, I wish you luck with whatever you do down here. But anyway, moving forwards, this is what we get. We've got some nice speed moving forwards thanks to our 2 little atmospheric thrusters that we can see firing there, and the ones firing underneath. But what we should be doing is using our spacebar and tilting ourselves, and that gives us some great speed thanks to all the atmospheric thrusters helping out underneath. If you were to come up and out of this little canyon place so we don't crash into one of the walls, we'll start to slow down like so, and it's about the same as moving forwards. Moving left, that is what we get. We've got some nice speed with that, and then moving right, again, some nice speed for this size of ship. If we were to move down, that is what we get, and then moving up, we are a little bit slower than going down, but that's to be expected when you're on a planet. And then wiggling my mouse around, this is what we get. Got a tiny bit of weight on here. It's a bit floaty, but it still has a bit of meat to the controls, and does make it feel very responsive. As for that is basically it for the Russian-Hind-043-Attack Helicopter. There's no pirates around to shoot, so the final thing we have to do is of course slam it into the mountainside. There'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download and play around with it yourself. I highly recommend you do, because it is a fantastically set up helicopter, and I do love how the rotors work with the armoured plates. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. That was a pretty good crash. Did we lose part of the rotors? Yes, we did. It looks like it's still trying to fly away. I might be able to get into the rear cockpit if it exists. Yes, it does. Now we can just sort of fly this thing away like nothing happened. Yes, thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.